Welcome to the Consistency Queen. Hi, my name is Elsa Morgan. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I am also the founder and CEO of a global women's empowerment company. I'm so happy that I'm here today because I want to share with you a message of inspiration because I know that you need to hear it. Now, I know what it takes to build successful businesses. In fact, since 2015, when I first entered the online space, till today, I've produced millions of dollars in sales online from my phone, from my desktop, from home. I have not converted anything from paid ads. In fact, pretty much everything has been from Facebook and organic. And so when I say that I know how to build businesses online, I totally understand what it takes to build organically and to also build it on social media, predominantly on Facebook. I've also been at the other side of the spectrum, and I know what it feels like to live paycheck to paycheck. Once upon a time, in fact, in 2009, I filed for bankruptcy and found myself in a situation where I had mismanaged my finances and had to make the difficult decision to file for bankruptcy, and it was not easy. In fact, it was the greater of the two evils that I had in place, and rather than take the easy way out, I decided to take the harder way. And for a period of time, over 3 years, I literally lived paycheck to paycheck, and less than 5 people knew. And I kept that a secret mainly because I was ashamed. And at times I didn't entirely say exactly what was going on in my world because I just didn't want to explain the circumstances. And so the reason why I'm sharing that with you is not for pity, is not for anything else other than to share with you that no matter where you are today, you can start today to build the life that you desire, the one that you see in your mind. Where you are right now is not your end game. You do not have to stay where you are. In fact, you can decide today to make some decisions that require you to take some action. Now, will you see results straight away? I can't promise you that. Will you see change straight away? I can't promise you that either. But I can promise you this: not making a decision is a decision to stay where you are. You need to understand that change requires change. It requires you from the very beginning to make a decision that you will no longer accept the circumstances that you find yourself in. This is a lot easier to say than do. I'm just going to say that to you because I know there's a lot of rhetoric out there about how people talk that you've got to change to experience change, and you've got to get moving and things like that. Listen, I literally had to get to the bottom of the barrel to make a decision to look inwards and assess my character. I had to literally look at myself in the mirror and say to myself, this can no longer apply. You've got to start taking responsibility for your actions, and you've really got to ask yourself, can you afford to make these kinds of choices and decisions? Do you really want to throw away your life with foolish decisions that are just going to be totally in opposition to who you truly are? And reflecting back, to 2009, I didn't know it then, but somehow instinctively within my body, I knew that I was going through this for a reason. I was going through it for a reason. I didn't know where it was going to lead me. I didn't know what the end game was. I didn't know, and I didn't have to know, but I did know that I was prepared to make the changes. And so what I started to do was to start forming some habits, some financial habits that help me to get me out of that version towards the version that I am today, which is where my book, Rich Habits, was born out of, where I started to do some basic fundamentals. Now, did that get me to produce a 7-figure life? It led me to it. It certainly didn't. Most of those habits were so ingrained in me now that I don't have to, purposely think about them, but they definitely led me to where I am today. And so my point is that especially if you are in a situation where your financial situation is not ideal, you can change today. Like what I decided to do was just grab a spreadsheet, and I use Google Doc for everything now. Sorry, Google Sheets for everything now. And what I did was literally map out everything that was outgoing, all my outgoings and also my income. And then all of my commitments were towards the top of the list. And then all the things that I knew that I could have, but there were some months that I just had to do away for the time being. I knew it wasn't my end game, but this was just forming some really good habits. You can start by doing that, getting yourself organized, tidy up your area, for example, move things that need to be moved, get rid of clutter, grab a journal, go buy yourself a journal and start journaling. You can just take small steps. And whether you believe this or not, I'm speaking to you from the other side. Okay, I'm speaking to you from the other side. You don't know where these small steps will take you, but they are going to take you somewhere. It started off with, a spreadsheet. Then I started running, and I met some incredible people that were heart-centered, and they were amazing people, and they were the people that I needed at that time. They absolutely filled my cup with happiness, which is what I needed. And I absolutely loved that period of time because I really got to spend time with myself. I ran quite a number of half marathons and long marathons, full marathons. And I discovered bits about myself that I hadn't taken the time. And that's the next thing that I want to say to you is, whilst you get started on your journey and making small decisions that you don't know where they may lead, the second thing that you need to do is just spend time and just figure out who you are and what you want to do with your life. Because reflecting back now, I think to myself, all those internal nudges, all the little signs were there all along. I just wasn't paying attention. But they were there all along. I had this internal desire for something bigger than where I was. But I didn't pursue it because I just thought my lot in life at the time was just to get up, go to work, get a paycheck, and then come home, and that was it. But then I just started questioning whether this was it. Thankfully, when I did question that, I had a very supportive and loving husband who also thought the same thing. And that leads me to number 3, is being surrounded by the people that are going to get you, the people that are going to support you, the people that will love you no matter what. You're going to need people like that, although you are going to be by yourself for a long time. You're going to have to fall in love with yourself. You're going to be forced to do some internal work. You're going to have to look internally because no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to knock on your door and just provide your dreams on the platter. No one is coming to give you the answers that you're searching. You need to go deep inside and find them yourself. You can't do that if you just keep ignoring the signs or if you keep ignoring to do the work. This is such an important part of your evolution and your expansion, which, by the way, is necessary for you to get to the other side, because you can't take your current version with you. Your current version is keeping you where you are. Your current version is making decisions that are limiting your potential. Your current version has kept you safe and not allowed you to step into growth. Your current version has tapped into your previous and prior programming that once upon a time may have been good for you, but now it no longer applies because you're in different circumstances. Your current version is tapping into behaviors and habits and emotions that won't serve you where you want to go. So spending time getting clear on who you are and, accepting and making peace with your past and deciding that you're going to get clear on where you want to go and who you want to become is key. It's crucial. You can't get there without doing this work. But this is the work that most people don't want to do, which is why they keep staying where they are. And so the bit that I keep saying to people is, you can't say that you want change and then you decide to behave the same. You can't say that you want a different life and then you don't back the actions towards the life that you desire. Things don't math if you want to keep your comfort zone and yet work towards this new expanded life and different circumstances and a level of freedom that you don't experience right now. To work towards the things that you desire, you need to decide to say goodbye to the life that you've enjoyed, maybe not enjoyed, for a very long time. You need to decide that you're prepared to walk away, throw the keys, close the door, burn the boats. You're saying goodbye to this life. You're saying goodbye to everything you know. You're saying goodbye to everything that you are. And without making that commitment, that decision, you will keep staying where you are. You may enjoy moments, but then you'll just retreat back because you haven't committed to saying goodbye. You have not drawn the line in the sand. You have not said, this is it, I'm done. And I did that on a flight home from Las Vegas in 2020. I remember it so clearly. I was sitting in a seat on a Qantas flight coming home, and I thought to myself, that is it. I am no longer going to accept the circumstances that I find myself in. I will be the best in my industry. I will be a go-to person. I will be the person that people go to. And ever since then, I have imperfectly worked my way to a point where I am today, and I'm continue to do that. Why? Because I said that I was saying goodbye. I said that I was no longer going to entertain comfort zones. I said that I would keep my word. And because my word is my contract, and really the only thing that can really define me, because your word is your character, your word is your reputation, your word is what people know of you. And if you are in the habit of letting yourself down, how on earth are you going to be showing up for other people and helping them to grow and change their lives? And yet, you have these internal nudges. You have this internal desire to do more, but you won't commit until now. Because today's the day that you make this decision. Today's the day that you decide that your past and everything that you've entertained to keep you where you are no longer applies. The past is a point of reference, and it's staying there. It's taught you lessons, it's brought you wisdom, it's given you knowledge. But from here on in, you're creating your life. You're not entertaining your past, you're creating your life. You're going forward and chasing it. You're going forward and creating it in real time. You will no longer entertain your behavior, your thoughts, your emotions. You're going to thank your past versions. You're going to give thanks for everything that you've experienced to this point. You're going to say goodbye to all the things that you have used as excuses to not move forward. You're going to make peace with people simply by just journaling and writing letters that you don't necessarily have to send. But you're going to make peace with people that you've had situations with. They have actually helped to become, to help you to become the version that you are today. Give thanks for that. Give thanks for all the circumstances, the adversity, the obstacles, the challenges. They have made you who you are today. That's what they were there to do. They weren't there to hold you back. They're there to form that version that you are today, to propel you forward. And now that you've accepted that, it is time to make a decision. It is time to draw a line in the sand. It is time to say goodbye to your past and charge and move forward towards your future. Once you start letting go of your past, once you start getting rid of all the clutter and the stagnant energy around you, once you start to get committed to the actions and the activity that you need to do to work towards your goals, and you commit to keeping that over time, consistency. You do that every day, you show up every day, and you start falling in love with yourself and your life. I can tell you this right now. Success is inevitable. And once upon a time, I used to hear that from people and I used to roll my eyes. I'm sure you're rolling your eyes right now too. I've been where you are, and I can tell you this right now. Would you rather continue sitting where you are with the circumstances that you have? Or would you rather take a chance on the possibility of something way better? The unknown. How will you know unless you go forward? How will you know unless you do? How will you know unless you decide to get up off the couch and start doing the work? It is yours. It is time, and you are ready. So make the decision today and get moving towards your dreams. Now, if you like content like this, I urge you to subscribe to this channel and also to my podcasts on Apple and Spotify. You can always hop into my free group, facebook.com/groups/empower her legacy. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of The Consistency Queen. Thank you so much for being a part of my world, and I'll see you soon.